updates on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akerijola joins us. Good morning, Aaron.
Yeah, good morning to you, Ayo. Good morning to you, Doctor. Good morning to you, Rufai. Let's get it started today. And Bright Osayi Samuel is still in the eye of the storm. No thanks to that incident that actually happened in March. And at the moment, because we know that the Transfer fans had actually taken this case to court, and the Turkish Super League have even reported to the disciplinary committee for all that actually happened. 3 players are in the eye of the storm. Bright Osayi Samuel, Mishi Bashwai, who also decided to do a kung fu there. And at the moment, there are talks that if they are found guilty, they will serve about up to between 3 and 5 matches. But that's not even the case now. Now it has even now gone beyond that, because Fenerbahce, the club, has actually insisted when they had a meeting yesterday that if these boys are found guilty, they will pull out of the Turkish Super League. So it's rather unfortunate what is actually going on, and whether that would actually twist the disciplinary committee's decision is left to be seen. But one thing that was certain, the players had no right to be on the pitch, because one of the guys that took this case out said that he wanted to try to talk to the players. And the question is, that is not even allowed in football, for a fan to go into the pitch to engage the opposing, even your own team, talk less or talk more of the opposing team. So it's a bit murky here right now. But let's see how it actually goes. Later on today, the run-in actually begins. 9 more games till the end of the season. This is where the rubber meets the road, and the Premier League is celebrating this, because for the very first time in a long time, we're having a proper 3-horse race, a proper title running, as they're calling it, and they are hoping that all teams will be able to channel in their inner strength to finish strong, and maybe have a photo finish that would help propagate the English Premier League. But pressing it further, because when you actually look at the table right now, you find out that Liverpool are still topping the table, Arsenal are second, Manchester City are third. But there are still other permutations as regards where some teams will finish, with Luton, Burnley and Sheffield looking like they will return from where they just came, all right, as we actually build on to this particular one. But more importantly, all eyes are on, as we press it further, all eyes are on the big 3 at the moment, with Manchester City playing tomorrow, Arsenal also playing Luton tomorrow, and Liverpool also have a game, I think, on Thursday. So looking at it, there are talks that Arsenal still have the hardest set of fixtures, hardest set of 9 fixtures to play. But let's see how it actually goes. But one thing is certain, they have played themselves, and they've been able to knock themselves out, Arsenal being the biggest beneficiary of that. Let's see how it actually goes. Quickly, the Super Falcons have actually opened camp ahead of that Olympic qualifier, as they are set to make it happen. And on the 5th, then on the 9th, in South Africa, they know an opportunity to play at the Olympics is there, and this is the opportunity for the Super Falcons, who had a great showing at the last World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, to actually build on that particular one. We hear Aziz Adoshola will be flying in on Thursdays, but some of the big wigs are already in town as preparation is in full gear for that particular game. Nigeria versus South Africa, the Super Falcons versus the Bayana in Abuja. Let's see how it goes. Quickly, pressing it away from that, one man, it might be one of the luckiest right now. Oluwaseun Wahab is his name. And the reason why we're bringing him to the fore today, he's part of the undercards. He'll be fighting the Bray Chamberlain as part of the undercards for the bout between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury in May. Excuse me. Oluwaseun Wahab has been quite sensational on the continent of Africa, and he will be strutting himself going out there, and let's see if he will be able to make a name for himself on such a big occasion, because it's a unification bout and it's a winner takes all for the first stanza, because we know there will be a rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. But for our own Nigerian Wahab, we are wishing him all the best, and we are hoping he's training very, very hard. Now, gentlemen and lady, I would like you to look closely at this next video, because it has drawn quite a lot of controversy in the last couple of days. Captain of the Super Eagles, Ahmed Musa, went to see the governor of Kano State, and he knelt down to greet the man on the right, the governor on the left, and he refused to shake his hand. And people are asking, is this an outright disrespect? And some are saying that in the Hausa culture, when you refuse to probably shake a hand, that means you say you're unworthy to actually you're unworthy to be at that level. And the questions have been asked over and over again for the captain of the Super Eagles. Which was it? Shaking the hand of one man, or he deliberately snubbed the hand of the governor of Kano State?
I mean, it's a deliberate snub. Let's not deceive ourselves. I mean, if you're a body language expert, you'll see it. You warmly shook the hands of somebody, the second person. You deliberately put your hands up, even when the person was trying to drag the hands close, and the person finally had to resort to tap on the shoulder. I don't know whatever is going on there and all of that, but looks like a deliberate snub to me. Whatever it is, I think they're going to settle their differences. And I mean, he deliberately put the hands out, and you could see his facial reaction. It was something that he wasn't comfortable with, and the smile now turned into a smirk, and real quickly the smile was quick to drop off his face, so you can see that. But that's that apart. I think most importantly, I'm really happy for Wahab. I'm really happy that Nigerian boxing is taking center stage again. But the question I also want to ask is, who are those pushing boxing as it should be? I know GoTV and DSTV have doing a lot of great work as regards local boxing in Nigeria, but we need more people that can push this. I mean, it's been a while. And give it to Bashali today. I remember Bashali. It's been a while since we have a big boxing bout of great magnitude in Nigeria, since the days of Bashali. Mm-hmm. You can say whatever it is, what Bashali used to say then, but he brought big fights here, like the fight he had with Terry Ray, that said I will punch him in the first round, destroy him in the second round. You say, Bashali, you are very great. You're great in London, great in America.
So Samuel Peters tried to do something.
But it wasn't as successful as Bashali.
Yeah.
And also, since the time Chief Francis Ayegbedi, the owner of Durovan's Hotel in Ibadan, died, because he used to be one of a very big boxing promoter, then we've not really had anything. So we need a lot more people. But kudos also to people that are doing great things in the sporting world. We've seen a lot of that injection and capital in football. The likes of Remo Stars, what Shiname is doing, it's amazing, I must have to say. He's turned Ikene into a football mecca of some sort. But we need to see that in boxing, and that's why I'm really excited about this. We'll get a very
but also I must mention, since you mentioned people that actually, Dr. Larry Zamoje also was a huge promoter of boxing, He put his money where his mouth is, but the point is, like you said, we don't have enough people.
If you look at the likes of the impacts of Francis Ayegbedi then of Durovan's Hotel, there used to be a hall in Durovan's that hosted a lot of boxing, but it used to be popularly called the Wallan Hall of Durovan's Hotel in Ibadan then. Hosted a lot of boxing bouts, but you don't really see a lot of that any longer. So we need people that can inject capital. But kudos to GoTV. I think probably there are others on my radar, but GoTV, they've been doing a lot to support boxing. But he's going to have a good fight.
I'll just touch on Osayi, Bright Osayi, and what happened on that pitch. I'm grateful for the fact, despite his outburst, that his team is supporting him. Fenerbahce released on their websites that it was in self-defense. So their position is that it was self-defense, and whether local or international standards legally, you are allowed to defend yourself. That the we don't know what, when it comes to football, what we see, especially from the other side, is what is being shown, but we don't hear the conversations, we don't hear the slurs. Sometimes there are words that are said to provoke someone, but what they're standing by is that it is self-defense, and they've said that they're going to support him up until the very end, and I think that's quite good messaging, and also to show that they appreciate his work, and hopefully that might influence the eventual outcome from TFF, the Turkish Football Federation. Now, with regards to Ahmed Musa, every time I watch that video, I cringe, because I would like to imagine. Ahmed Musa.
If you know him, I know him personally. It's not in his nature to do that.
That's what I'm saying. He's quite easygoing, but he's also quite an activist as well. He's outspoken when it comes to social issues.
Yes, he is.
And in his own way, he contributes to social welfare, helping people. We've seen his donations and his support of the most vulnerable. So perhaps there are certain policies he doesn't agree with. Maybe this is a statement, because this looks like an outright snob. I wish I didn't have to say that, because I don't want him to get into trouble with the governor. because you know how it can be. But I want to also say the governor took it in good faith. I mean,
Yes,
he
he
smiled
did.
and
Yes,
tried
he
to
did.
cover
Yes,
it
he
up.
did.
In fact, I dare say that if people didn't bring up this video, he would have just brushed it off. But I hope that, I mean, it's maybe a social stance or political stance for him.
Okay, I mean, I've tried to look at Ahmed Musa's Instagram page.
Yeah.
He posted on March 5 that he visited the governor of Kano State,
Yes.
that he went to government house, and he has this long write-up, you know, about how he was honored to have met the governor and that they both discussed sports development in the state. And he even had a picture they are presenting, you know, his jersey, you know, a copy of his jersey to the governor. So I doubt very much if, you know, he was out to snub the governor. He himself would probably be in the better position to explain what transpired there. But you see that although he didn't take the handshake from the governor, he bowed down, you know, you could see he bowed down to the same governor with whom they later had a meeting and they took photographs. So I don't want to analyze anybody's body language, but apparently I do not think that there is any issue here, you know, between him and the governor. He says he was very proud to visit the governor. And from the pictures that I've seen on his Instagram page, it looked like a very happy reception that, you know, he had when he visited the governor. Now, that's that about that. Now, the other issue I wanted to bring up is about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is a replica 2000 NBA All-Stars ring. Now, you recall that his parents sold the ring in 2013, and that became an issue. And Kobe Bryant, in fact, had to sue Golden, who put up who bought the ring and some other things. Now, that ring has passed to 3 other buyers at auction, and now the latest auction. Can you imagine? You know, someone buying a ring, a replica ring of the 2000 all NBA Stars champions for close to $1 billion. I think it sold for about $967 or $947 million dollars.
He's a god in the NBA.
Well, the whole point therefore is about, you know, these sports, you know, items, memorabilia, and the extent to which people can go. In basketball, you know, the highest that anybody had bought was in the range of 700 and something thousand. Now there is a new record.
Yes.
Kobe Bryant's, you know, replica ring. But the other story I wanted to draw your attention to is Adidas withdrawing jersey number 44 and the German Football Federation stopping further sale of the national team's new jersey.
Yeah.
Because number 44, we're told on the jersey, looks like the symbol of the Nazi party, particularly the SS, the notorious SS. When you stylize it, you stylize the SS, it looks like it's number 44. So that number 44 jersey has been withdrawn, and further sale of the German football team's jersey has been stopped. You see how a football federation there is trying to run away from politics. Of course, that Nazi symbol is banned in Germany. So they just try.
But they are running. It's almost like running from fry pan to fire.
How?
Because at Nike, Germany have actually ditched Adidas, and they are now moving to Nike, which a lot of people have been questioning. And you and I know Nike. No other company tries to probably push the ante or tries to be more political than Nike. You could see with the England jersey, Colin Company, we could go on and on. The Super Eagles jersey, Nike, that is their stock in trade. They like to see themselves as futuristic people and probably be ahead of the trend. Well, so let's see what happens. I'm sure Nike will also have a gaffe with the German national team, like they've done with several others in time past.
It remains to be seen. Big issue.
The lettering, the style of writing itself, and I think that's what needs to be sorted out. You know, the style of writing. That even when 4 is written, it looks like an SS sign. That's what needs to be sorted out.
The German Football Federation says they've not been able to find an alternative. So what they've done is to stop the sale of the jerseys and to rest it. But as for Adidas, Adidas has been designing jerseys for Germany since 1950.
Yeah, that's the
So
unfortunate
if Germany now says, okay, let's try Nike, since 1950 to date, have they not patronized them long
No,
enough?
but Adidas is Germany. Germany is Adidas.
Yes.
German. Adidasler.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the founder.
Adidas is
The
Germany.
brand
Germany
founder.
is
So I don't
Adidas.
see why they should-
So it's really off the cuff, literally off the cuff, that Adidas and Germany are parting ways. Adidas will lose more because certainly that would mean that one of their most trusted brand, as it were, talking about Di Marzia, talking about the national team, they've actually lost that particular market. So that's how it goes.
Well, anyway, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.